Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Discord.js series. In today's TypeScript video, I decided to make a blacklist word system. Let's get started. So before we start that project, I'm gonna explain a few things. I have made a very simple draft over here. So we have the MongoDB cloud that we're gonna use as our database, and here's our project. Every time when a user sends a message, so let's say a message was sent, okay, it's gonna trigger an event, which is the message event, okay. So rather than every single time every single time there's a message, we're not gonna fetch it straight. We're not gonna fetch it from the database, okay. We're gonna go to the project and then we're gonna create a collection. So we're gonna create a collection. Okay, so basically what I mean right here is every time where a message was sent, normally for my last video, almost every single video I do, it's like every time someone sends a message like hello, and then every single time, I don't know how many times I need to say every single time, but every single time a message was sent, it's gonna fetch the database using Mongoose, obviously. So I'm gonna change that by caching the data using collections. So yeah, I'll show you guys how to do this in today's video. So hopefully that doesn't sound confusing, although it sounds really confusing to me, but I will show you guys what's going on right here. So let's just start up. Let me just show you our project right now. So this is what our project is looking like. So in the source folder, just create a collections folder. Collections. Okay, then create a index.ts in it, and then in collections we're going to create a new folder called blacklisted words. Blacklisted words, you can call it, of course you can call it anything you want, but I'm just going to call it blacklisted words. So index.ts. okay, so in here we're going to handle all of the collections used in our project. So in here we can just do import from discord.js. we're going to import collection, of course. Collection. Okay, so in collection we can just do const export const blacklisted words collection, and then we're gonna do this thing over here, and then it's gonna be a string, and then string array. If you don't know much this, it basically collection takes in two parameters. First is the key, second is the value. So for the key we're gonna use a string, aka the message.guild.id, and the array of strings, which is the blacklisted words. So hopefully that makes sense, and then just add equals to new collection. Okay, so you're gonna export this, and then in index.ts, in our main collection directory, we're gonna export, and then we're gonna require from blacklisted words, and then we can just export it from here. So the reason we're doing this is rather than every time when we want to use one of these, we can just straight away call for collections, and then we can use any single one of these. Okay, yeah, now we're gonna start doing some more fun stuff. So let me just keep this at a side. Let me just close this, save this, and then we're gonna create a new folder called models, which will keep our schemas safe. So in the models, I'm just gonna call this blacklisted words.ts, blacklisted words.ts, and then we're gonna import Mongo from Mongoose, and then we're gonna do export const blacklisted words, and then we're gonna change words schema equals to mongo.model, and then name, I'm gonna name it as blacklisted words, comma new mongo.schema, make sure there's capitals, and then we're gonna take in guild, which is a string with capitals, and then a words with then we're gonna make it an array. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna export this, and then we can start creating the command. I think, let me just think. Yeah, I think we can start creating the command. So let me just close all of these folders, and then let me just go to commands. I'm gonna create a new category named configurations, and then I'm gonna create a blacklisted words blacklist words.ts. Okay, so normally when I make this kind of videos, I normally create a few files for each command. So basically I'm gonna make a add, we're gonna remove, we're gonna display, and also we're gonna finally we're gonna display the collection. So normally I'll create 4 files for this, but for now I'm gonna show you guys how to make it so that you can use all of these in one folder. So basically we can run the command something like ts blacklist add, and then the word in here, okay, like hello or something. Okay, and then you can change add, and then you can change it to remove, display, etc. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get started. And then I'm just gonna take out this command interface for reference, and then yeah, we should be good to go. So let me just drag this to the side, and then we can start creating our command. Let me just make it smaller a little bit. Okay, perfect. So firstly, every time when you want to create a command, make sure to import the interface by doing import from the // interfaces, and then you're gonna import commands, and then we're just gonna do export const command. Okay, so we can have a name. The name will be blacklist. Description will be blacklist configurations. Let me just call it that. And then aliases, okay, I'm gonna make it BL, so it looks makes it easier, so I don't need to type blacklist every time I want to run this command. Run will be async client message args. Okay, so perfect. So let's just firstly we want to check if the person has administrator permissions by doing if !message.member.permissions.has administrator. We're just gonna return if the person doesn't have administrator permissions. Okay, and then we can do const query equals args 0 dot to lowercase. Okay, so for the first command, it's gonna be if query equals to add. So basically this is ts blacklist add, so it looks like that. So the command will look like that, and then in here we're gonna start with the stuff. Okay, so we're gonna import some more stuff, which is the schema collection and also message embed. So we're gonna import the from $/models/blacklistedwords.ts. Gonna import the schema. Okay, so this is quite long in my opinion, so I'm just gonna make it shorter by doing as schema. So every time we use schema, and then we can access this over here. So we don't need to type the whole thing. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with collection. Import from $/collections, and then we're gonna import the blacklisted collection as a collection. Okay, so it's actually the same thing. This is just like an alias for this variable over here. Let me just drink some water. Okay, so currently you have the word, and then if the query is equals to add, we're gonna take a new word, which is const word equals to args1 dot to lowercase. Okay, so basically the word is over here, is the word is gonna be here. So word. Okay, so here's the word. So if there's no word, as usual, it's gonna message the reply. Please specify a word. Okay, and then next we'll just search for the database, find one guild message.guild.id, and then comma async error data. Okay, and then if there's data, we're gonna do if we're gonna check again. Okay, now we're gonna use some TypeScript stuff. So if two brackets, again data dot words. Okay, let me just show you an example. So if I do data dot words, and then if I pull this over here, so this is the schema. You can see here data dot words is actually an array, but we can't access it methods. So like includes, it doesn't show any options. So to fix this, I mean not fix, but to get options, we can just add another bracket data dot words and then as string array, and then we can actually get all the functions over here. And then dot includes, we're gonna check if it includes the word itself. Word return message dot reply. That word already exists in the database. So for this code, what it does, it okay, what's this error? Okay, not mine. It was lag, I think. Okay, so for this code, we're gonna check if the word already is in the database. So let's say we already saved hello. If you do it hello again, it's gonna give us this. It's just gonna say the word is already exists in the database. Okay, and then we can just do same thing, data dot words as a string array dot push, and then word, you're gonna push the word, and then data dot save, and then we're gonna add the data to the collection. So as I told you last time, every time when a message is sent, we're not gonna fetch data from the MongoDB. We're gonna fetch data from MongoDB only when we're adding a blacklisted word, or when the ready event is triggered. So it makes your bot more faster. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So collection.set actually is .get message.guild.id, comma, and then actually we can just do, as you can see here, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So collection.get, if I go to my this is the collection over here. So the first parameter, which is a string, is over here, and if I do get, it's gonna return the value which is a array. So it's gonna give me all these functions that I can use. Okay, so that's the advantages of TypeScript. Let me just do dot push and then word. Perfect. Okay, once that's done, we can just do an else over here. Else, if there's no data, we're gonna format the code a little bit. Okay, and then new schema, we're gonna create a new schema. Guild will be message.guild.id, comma, and then words will be word, comma, dot save. Okay, we're gonna save the new schema, and then we're just gonna do collection dot set message.guild.id, comma, and then we're gonna set a word. So array and then word. Okay, so the word is the string, obviously. And then after the else, we can just do message.channel.send. Word is a new blacklisted word. Perfect. So this is the for add. Now we're gonna do it for remove. So else, here if query is equals to remove. Okay, we're gonna remove some stuff. So we can do this by actually copying the same thing again, but we're gonna change a little bit. So oops, I pasted it wrongly. Okay, and then we can just remove all of these inside here, inside the find one. Okay, and then we can do if there is no data, return message.channel.send. There isn't any data to delete. Okay, and then next we're gonna check if there's a word in the database before deleting it. So we can do that by doing if there is no data dot words, same thing as string array dot includes word, return the message dot channel dot send that word doesn't exist in the database. So let's just say that, and then we can do. So basically, what this does, okay, I think you guys understand, because if the word doesn't exist, we're just gonna say this, okay, and then lastly we're gonna filter out the data, and then we're gonna update the schema. So we're gonna do const filter equals to same thing, data the words as a string array dot filter, and then target arrow function target is not equals to word. So we're gonna filter out the word. So now it's gonna filter out a word, and we're gonna get a array of words which doesn't include the word that we specify over here. So we're gonna do await schema dot find one and update. So first parameter will be the find one, which is guild message dot guild the ID, and then comma on the object, and then we're gonna create update to a new object which is guild, and then message dot guild the ID as usual, comma words will be filtered. Okay, we're gonna pass in the array that we have created right there, and then we can just say in here just remove exit that find one thing, and then we can just do message dot channel dot send word has been removed from the database. Okay, so for our next command we're gonna use display. So we're gonna do the same thing, else if the query is equals to display we're gonna do schema dot find one, same thing, schema dot find one guild message dot guild the ID, and then async error data. Okay, and then if there is no data, return message the reply there is no data. So if there is the data, we're gonna do message dot channel dot send new message embed, set title black listed words. Okay, I think we need to import, yeah, we need to import from discord.js. we're gonna import message embed. Okay, so let me just check if it's okay. 18 minutes, not bad. Okay, but list of words, and then dot set description will be data. Okay, we can just do the same thing again, data the words as a string array dot join comma. Okay, and then yeah, that should be it for display. So lastly, last command will be collection. So instead of displaying data from the database, we're gonna display data straight from the collection itself. So if query equals to collection, okay, and then we're just, this is the simplest I think, const get collection equals collection dot get message dot guild the ID. Okay, and then we can do if get collection and then we're just gonna do return message dot channel dot send, and then we're gonna send the collection itself. So we're gonna send it by doing get collection on get collection comma code will be JS. So he's gonna send it in a code block. Okay, so lastly, if all of these all of the parameters doesn't match, we're just gonna say else return message dot reply that option doesn't exist. Okay, so that is it for the command saving and deleting data from the database itself. So finally, we're gonna create an event to listen and check for messages. So we're just gonna create an event in the events folder, blacklisted words.ts. Okay, and then we can actually copy the same message structure from here. So we can just paste it in here, the message event. We don't need command in here, we can just remove all of these. Okay, so we're gonna import the collection and also okay, never mind. Ready event. Okay, so in here we're just gonna import the collection. So from /collections we're gonna import the blacklisted word collection. Okay, as you can see here. So in here we're actually gonna do if it's not a guild, return. So we're only gonna check for guild, basically guild only. So const splitted message, we're gonna split into arrays, message.content content.split. Okay, we're gonna split it, and then let deleting was a boolean, whatever we want to call it, will be false. Okay, and then we're gonna use a promise. So let me just add the async in here. Okay, and then we can do await promise dot all, and then splitted messages dot map content arrow function, and then we can do if collection dot get message dot guild dot id comma question mark dot includes you're gonna change this to ask collection. Okay, so we don't need to type the whole thing, not includes, and then we're gonna check if this includes the content dot to lowercase, and then deleting will be equals to deleting will be equals to true. Let me just format that so you can see it properly. So if it includes if it checks and it includes the blacklisted words, we're gonna change the variable from false to true, and then after the promise we're gonna check if deleting. So if deleting basically is checking if it's true, we're just gonna do return message for delete. Okay, finally, for this to work, we need to make sure that every time when our bot is started up, we want all of our data from our database to be saved in the collection itself. So to do this, we're gonna head on to ready event, which I have already done. As you can see here, I imported schema from models to blacklist, and then I imported collection from collections, obviously, and then basically I'm fetching all the data by doing this. Blacklist schema.find, we're getting all the data, and then it's a promise, so we're gonna use that dot then data for each val any. Just copy this down, and then blacklisted words collection, which is the collection that we've made earlier, which is over here, this collection dot set val.guild and then val.words. So val.guild is the guild ID, and then val.words is the array itself. Okay, so let's just start this up. Hopefully this works, because it took me a lot of time to make this command. Okay, so currently if I go to blacklisted words and I mean blacklisted words, this is blacklisted words over here. So if I go to do ts blacklist test, it doesn't respond. Any errors? Something's going. Okay, I spelled that wrongly. tsbl. Something's going wrong. Two lowercase of undefined. So let me just add a question question mark. TSBL. This option doesn't exist. So currently, if I go to check my oopsie, if I check it by using display, so TSBL display, it would say there's no data. So if I do TSBL add recon, let me just say I want, oh shoot, I forgot to add the prefix correctly. So recon is added as a blacklisted word. So it got deleted because recon is actually, when it's saved, it actually triggers the message event, which doesn't really matters. So if you do TS BL display, it should display the word recon, as you can see here, blacklisted word recon. So if I do TSBL add test is a new blacklisted word. It's getting deleted because it's triggering the message event, which checks for this. As you can see here, it deletes the message. Of course, you can make it an embed to prevent this, or you can just check if the message. Okay, let me just do that. So message, if message.author.id is not equals to message client.user.id, we're just gonna return. So it doesn't delete the bot's messages because it's pretty annoying. So I've added 2 words currently. So if I do TSBL display, it should display recon and test. Okay, so if I do TSBL remove test has to be removed from the DB, and then if I do TSBL display, there should only be recon in there. Okay, as you can see here, recon is only in there. So we can test our collection by doing collection. Okay, as you can see, oh shoot, I forgot to delete the data from the collection over here. So to delete the data, we need to do let me see. Okay, we just gotta do collection.get with human find one and update. Okay, so once that's done, we're just gonna do collection.get message guild.id filter, and then we're gonna pass in the same things over here. Okay, now mind, we can just type it out. Target, and then target is not equals to word. Okay, so we can restart the bot. Okay, and then the collection will be resaved because I have made the ready event. So if I do TSBL collection again, recon should be the only one appeared over here. So if I say something like hello there recon, and then it should be deleted. Okay, so if I add a new word, TSBL add discord.js. Okay, discord.js is a new blacklisted word. So if I do TSBL collection, as you see here, there's recon and there's discord.js. So if I do like anyone here wants a discord.js code, and then the message should be deleted. Okay, so yeah, that should conclude today's video. It has been a pretty long video because I have been catching all the data into a collection. Okay, so if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. I really put a lot of effort in my videos. If you face any errors, feel free to join the support, so links will be in the description. Make sure to subscribe, you really help the channel out. Other than that, have a nice day. See you again in the next video. Bye.